So we all tuned in to this week's Smackdown, eagerly anticipating how Smackdown was going to top Monday Night Raw. Battleground was awesome, so was Monday Night Raw, so why couldn't Smackdown be awesome as well? But it turns out they just couldn't do it. They couldn't possibly book 3 shows in a row which are entertaining. This Smackdown was flat, and they proved once and for all that it will always be the B show. I was so looking forward to this show, but it just wasn't anything like Monday Night Raw. Raw is well and truly the much better show. This Smackdown, which was only 2 hours long, dragged, and Raw the night before, which was 3 hours, felt like a breeze. It was so much easier to watch Monday Night Raw than it was to watch Smackdown this week. It was that bad. It felt like they were trying to make Smackdown feel big. They had a battle royal, they had all the women come out to showcase what they can do, they had a huge main event 6-man match to determine who was going to be the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship, but it just didn't really feel right, and it just didn't really work. It felt like SmackDown has always really felt. It just felt a bit flat, a bit pointless, and second best to Monday Night Raw. So what do I think of the main event? What do I think of Dolph Ziggler winning the main event and facing Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship? I like it, but I also don't like it at the same time. Now, all the people complaining that this isn't the right move and Dolph Ziggler is not credible for the WWE Championship is talking out of their arse, because they were the same people saying a few months ago that Dean Ambrose is getting buried, he's a jobber, and he deserves much better. The WWE have given you Dolph Ziggler in the main event for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, and now you're complaining, saying that he's a jobber and he never was that good for the WWE Championship. I like it, I can see what they're doing, but it also feels like it's a few years too late. It's a good idea in practice, but it's a bit too late now, and I think Dolph Ziggler has kind of got to a point where you can't really get him up to the level he was at in 2013, but it's fresh, it's new, it's something we haven't seen before, so I think it could be great, but right now it feels like it's a bit too late, and it just feels a bit strange seeing Dolph Ziggler facing Dean Ambrose for the title. But all those people saying that it's not the right decision were the same people saying he was a jobber and he deserved much better a few months ago. But the actual main event match was a bit strange. I felt like there was a bit too many people in the match. There was a weird interlude where John Cena hit about 6 attitude adjustments in a row, which just looked very, very strange. Why he didn't decide to pin any of them was really, really weird. The match was a bit of a clusterfuck. There was loads of people in it. Yeah, I didn't really know where to look. The camera angles were all over the place. Why don't they just use the hard cam the whole way through the match? I have no idea. The camera angles. Dolph Ziggler winning is weird. I thought it was going to be Bray Wyatt, since he is a heel and he was the real credible superstar I could have seen facing Dean Ambrose for the title. But Dolph Ziggler's something new. We haven't seen that before. It might be a little bit too late, but for me, it's something fresh and new and something which I do honestly want to see. I think if the next few weeks Dolph Ziggler seems to impress, then it would have been the right decision. So we'll have to see how it goes, but I think people need to give SmackDown the chance and this match a chance for sure. What did I think of the Battle Royal? Well, when I saw the Battle Royal started, I was like, wow, SmackDown really did get screwed out of the WWE draft, didn't they? There was literally Apollo Crews in this match, which I wanted to win. This was really, really bad. There was like nobody in this match. It was full of tag teams which nobody has ever cared about, and jobbers like Zack Ryder, who botched 2 moves in a row, which was horrendous. That was really awkward to watch, but Apollo Crews thankfully won this match. He was the only person in this match which should have won this match, and he did. Now, I can see why they did this match. It was kind of, they wanted to bring something big to SmackDown. They wanted to make it look like a monumental occasion. The winner goes on to the main event for a possible match against Dean Ambrose, but when you see the lineup in this match, it really wasn't anything that big. It was a pretty boring battle royal, and there was only Apollo Crews which should have won, and he did win, but the rest of the superstars in it, nobody cares about. But for me, Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, it could be good, but it just feels a little bit too late. Also, we've got to talk about that Miz TV segment with Randy Orton. Haven't we seen this before? Yes, we have. We've seen Miz interview himself many times before, so why did they decide to do this on the first live SmackDown of all time? I have no idea. Why do you want to... You've only got 2 hours to showcase what SmackDown can bring in the next few years, and you have a Miz TV segment which just felt like we'd seen it all before. So it was Randy Orton and Miz. We then got a boring match between Randy Orton and Miz, which went on for way too long. It was boring, dull, nothing impressive, and definitely did not show to me why I should be watching SmackDown live every Tuesday night. Also, where was American Alpha? This was the first live SmackDown after the draft. You would have thought they would have wanted to make it explosive, memorable, and awesome, but you didn't even have the superstars. Everybody is talking about American Alpha, which absolutely sucked. That women's segment made absolutely no sense. So you had a match between Natalya and Becky Lynch, which was great. I really liked that match. It was better than their Battleground match, and refreshing to see the WWE doing multiple women's feuds. They usually just do one, but it's nice to see that they're doing 2, which is always great. But after the match, when Becky Lynch won, they had a mix of women's wrestlers come out. You had Carmella, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and then Eva Marie with a really weird theme song with talking over it. And then when Eva Marie came out and walked out, it just cut to commercial, and we never heard anything after that. So I'm just wondering what happened to the women. They all walked out. I'm guessing they just all walked backstage again. Made absolutely no sense. But anyway, there you go, guys. The other news we've got to talk about is Shelton Benjamin coming back to SmackDown, but I kind of feel sorry for him. I would have much rather preferred to go on Monday Night Raw, but that is pretty huge. Shelton Benjamin coming to the WWE. It's been rumoured for a while, and they finally did it. This is a reason to watch SmackDown, but from what I saw this week, currently there isn't a reason to watch SmackDown. Hopefully with American Alpha next week, there is something to watch on SmackDown which is worthwhile. I'm pretty excited with the Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler match. People that are saying it's too late are talking out of their asses, because this could be great. If Dolph Ziggler has some good matches in the next few weeks and impresses, this could be a really good match at SummerSlam. So shut up. You said he was a jobber a few months ago, but now he's got a title match. You still bitch and complain. But anyway, this SmackDown was not on par with Monday Night Raw. I don't think it ever will be. They got screwed out of the draft. They got half the rosters Monday Night Raw did. Monday Night Raw is the longest show. They've got the Cruiserweight division coming up soon. They've got a Universal Championship. They've got Finn Balor, a new women's champion, Sasha Banks. What does SmackDown have? They've got Shelton Benjamin. So that is a nice comparison to make. And also, some people are saying, well, even me, I've said that Raw is a much better show. But honestly, Raw, their first show was great. But can they continue with that in the next few weeks? I mean, they're not going to have a women's title match every single week. They're not going to have a Finn Balor debut every single week. They're not going to have 2 fatal 4-way matches every single week. So we'll see how things go. But currently, Monday Night Raw is very, very on top. But there you go, guys. SmackDown probably got the best rating it's ever had last week and this week. But will it be able to get that next week? I don't think so from what they did today. But anyway, thanks for watching. SmackDown is going to get a 5 out of 10 from me. Horrific rating. Thanks for watching. Take care. Spike your hair.